Picture awakening one day and choosing to consume not a single water drop, none from beverages, meals, or any source. Seems unthinkable, doesn't it? This marks the beginning of an extreme biological trial that few could endure. The human body, consisting of approximately 70% water, initiates its quiet resistance the instant hydration ceases. Initially, you might sense nothing unusual, perhaps completely ordinary, but internally your cells are triggering warnings. The brain, skin, and kidneys detect the shortage first, and within mere hours they start conserving water like a besieged fortress. What emerges transcends simple thirst. It's a physiological tempest. Your blood gains slight viscosity, your mouth becomes parched, and vitality diminishes. These represent the body's initial murmurs, subtle, nearly dismissible. Each subsequent hour amplifies those murmurs into shouts. The timer has commenced, and the progression toward breakdown has started. By day one's conclusion, you'll understand that dehydration isn't merely about wanting water, it's about equilibrium, the delicate balance between continuing and shutting down. And we've barely begun. Day 1. The silent warning. Throughout the initial day, your body enters mild dehydration. Losing merely 1 to 2% of water volume can severely impact performance and disposition. Research demonstrates that mental sharpness begins deteriorating, headaches surface, and the desire to drink becomes nearly overwhelming. Your kidneys discreetly decrease urine production, attempting to preserve every available drop. Perspiration generation diminishes, so despite feeling warm, your body struggles with temperature regulation. Weariness emerges now, a signal that your muscles already face difficulty. By the 12th hour, your brain starts decelerating electrical transmission. Response time deteriorates, judgment becomes unclear, and your mouth resembles sandpaper. The water craving is no longer mental, it's biological survival demanding recognition. Here's the alarming reality. Your body cannot stockpile water. Every system, from blood pressure to digestion, relies on continuous replacement. Neglect it sufficiently, and you'll experience consequences faster than anticipated. Day 2. Defense mode activated. By the second day, repercussions amplify. Your body has now activated defensive protocols, channeling limited fluids toward essential organs. Your skin may look lackluster, lips split, and your tongue weighted. You might experience vertigo when standing, an indication your blood volume is declining. Your muscles lose efficiency, struggling to produce energy without adequate hydration. Lactic acid accumulates more rapidly, and endurance crashes. Imagine attempting to walk or concentrate at work. Your body feels doubly burdensome. Internally, your kidneys face assault. They're filtering reduced blood quantities, generating concentrated dark-colored urine. Toxins start accumulating. The exhaustion you experience is no longer mere tiredness. It's your body alerting that vital systems are losing balance. If you've ever dismissed thirst, considering it insignificant, day 2 proves that water isn't discretionary. It's your body's fundamental operating system. Without it, everything starts malfunctioning. Day 3. The brain under siege. The third day marks when your brain genuinely begins suffering. Neurons require water for electrical signal transmission, and with diminished supply, cellular communication slows dramatically. Focus becomes nearly unattainable, and disorientation develops. You might even experience minor hallucinations as dehydration replicates sleep deprivation effects. Your body temperature elevates. Without sufficient water, perspiration virtually ceases, making internal heat management problematic. This sparks inflammation and harms brain cells. Research shows severe dehydration can temporarily contract brain tissue, impacting memory and emotional regulation. Your disposition transforms drastically. Frustration, nervousness, and even slight panic can emerge. That's your brain attempting to comprehend an emergency it cannot resolve. Every thought feels more laborious, every movement more sluggish. By this point, dehydration isn't simple water deficiency. It's a comprehensive internal emergency. The brain, the organ commanding everything, is losing its cadence. And the next system to weaken? Your heart. Day 4. Cardiovascular strain on. The fourth day, your cardiovascular system absorbs the impact. With denser blood and reduced volume, your heart must work harder delivering oxygen. The outcome? A rapid hammering pulse even during rest. Blood pressure fluctuates perilously, and lightheadedness becomes perpetual. This excessive effort strains your cardiac muscle, particularly if cardiovascular problems already exist. Inadequate hydration also means reduced blood returning to the heart, making each contraction less productive. It resembles attempting to pump thick sludge through fragile tubing. Meanwhile, your body sacrifices blood circulation to less vital regions, like your skin and digestive tract, to maintain essential organs. You might sense cold extremities and even queasiness. Your stomach decelerates digestion to preserve water, creating discomfort and distension. By day 4's conclusion, your heart wages a failing campaign to maintain circulation stability. It's expending maximum effort to endure, but the internal drought only intensifies. Day 5. When blood becomes sludge, by the 5th day, your blood has grown considerably thicker. The diminished plasma volume makes circulation lethargic and oxygen distribution slows. Your heart, already overtaxed, now confronts increased resistance, elevating fainting risk or even cardiac arrhythmia. Each pulse is a frantic attempt to sustain your organs. Your cells, deprived of hydration, begin extracting water from adjacent tissues. This produces swelling in certain locations and contraction in others, causing muscle cramps and involuntary movements. Your skin might feel taut, parched, and nearly leather-like. Every motion now requires double the exertion. Internally, your kidneys reach their threshold. They cannot adequately filter waste without sufficient fluid. Urea and toxins collect in your bloodstream, inducing nausea, dizziness, and weakness. It's a poisonous cycle. The less water available, the more contaminated your body becomes. At this juncture, even a minimal water intake could provide tremendous relief. But for someone continuing the trial, every hour propels them nearer to irreparable organ failure. The blood, formerly life's river, is now transforming into a sluggish, lethal stream. Day 6, cellular collapse. Begins your skin. The body's most extensive organ starts desperately signaling for hydration. It loses flexibility, becomes coarse, and forms tiny fissures, potentially leading to infections. Without perspiration, your body's cooling mechanism fails, and internal temperature rises dangerously. It transcends discomfort, it's destruction. Your eyes become arid and aggravated. Tear glands cease functioning, creating a stinging sensation and obscured vision. Even blinking generates pain. Visual disturbances and light sensitivity manifest, indicating that your brain and optical nerves now suffer from the dehydration cascade. Meanwhile, your digestive organs dramatically slow. The stomach struggles producing acid, intestines become inactive, and constipation dominates. Nutrients barely absorb, leaving you progressively weaker. Every organ now operates in crisis mode. What once was a harmonized orchestra has devolved into disorder, and the conductor, your brain, is forfeiting control over the performance. Day 6 signals authentic cellular disintegration. Your body starts consuming its own tissues for survival. Cells contract as water departs them, and electrolytes become perilously unbalanced. Sodium and potassium, essential for nerve and muscle operation, spiral chaotically. This imbalance provokes confusion, convulsions, or even coma in extreme instances. Muscles spasm uncontrollably. Your cardiac rhythm can omit beats. Every cell craves stability but cannot function without water as its conveyance medium. It resembles attempting to operate a metropolis without electricity or infrastructure. Your organs begin terminating sequentially. The kidneys fail initially, then the liver, as toxins accumulate faster than bodily processing capacity. The fluid deficiency in bloodstream also causes dramatic blood pressure decline, making consciousness maintenance difficult. Currently, your body is no longer battling to live. It's attempting to expire gradually and peacefully. It's the final resistance before collapse. Yet one additional day remains. The brain brain's desperate illusions. When the brain forfeits water, everything transforms. Emotions, cognition, even identity. Dehydration causes slight brain contraction, separating from the skull and triggering headaches. Neuronal communication decelerates, and dopamine and serotonin, the happiness and motivation chemicals, plunge. This generates mood oscillations, depression, and impending catastrophe sensations. Decision-making becomes irrational, and the mind may wander into delirium. Some experience water hallucinations, rain or oceans, the brain's final desperate survival strategy. Simultaneously, stress hormones like cortisol surge. The body activates panic protocols, saturating your system with adrenaline, attempting to maintain vital functions. But that surge can only persist briefly before exhaustion dominates. The human brain demonstrates remarkable resilience, but without water, its capacity diminishes rapidly. By this stage, you're not merely thirsty, you're forfeiting the capability to remain yourself. Day 7, the edge of existence. By day 6's conclusion, transitioning into the 7th, every major system begins failing. Kidneys no longer function. The liver cannot detoxify. Blood pressure drops so profoundly that oxygen barely reaches your brain and cardiac tissue. Consciousness fluctuates intermittently. Your respiration becomes shallow. The body attempts conserving its final energy reserves by reducing metabolism. But without water to transport nutrients or eliminate waste, each organ suffocates in its own toxicity. It's a gradual, silent termination. Presently, dehydration isn't a sensation, it's a physical mortality spiral. The body, once flourishing on balance, now collapses under its own chemistry's burden. No pain surpasses unquenchable thirst. Still, one ultimate day remains, the moment where science encounters human endurance limits. The 7th day represents human endurance's boundary. By now, every heartbeat is fragile, every breath shallow. The body has forfeited more than 10% of total water volume, a threshold where survival becomes nearly unattainable. Without intravenous fluids, death arrives within hours. The brain drifts between awareness and bewilderment. Thoughts decelerate, speech becomes garbled, and muscles barely respond. Even thirst sensation begins vanishing, replaced by numb tranquility, a deceptive stillness before the conclusion. Your body has accepted what your mind rejects. It cannot persist. The skin fractures, lips hemorrhage, and eyes glaze. Internally, organs terminate sequentially. Blood is so viscous it struggles circulating, and the heart accelerates one final time before it cannot anymore. The body has exhausted its water, and with it, existence. It's a haunting acknowledgement that humans can endure weeks without nourishment, but seldom beyond 3 to 7 days without water. Ultimately, it's not starvation that concludes life. It's thirst. The science of survival scientific investigation reveals how fragile our water balance truly is. Losing merely 2% of body water impacts concentration and mood. 5% produces dizziness and confusion. Beyond 10%, organ failure commences. It's remarkable how something as fundamental as water defines the threshold between life and termination. Controlled dehydration experiments, conducted under medical supervision, confirm that even moderate water loss can modify blood chemistry and brain volume. MRI scans expose that dehydrated brains literally contract, only regaining complete dimensions once hydration restores. It's visual evidence of how profoundly water shapes our existence. Physiologists frequently describe water as the body's silent organ. It lacks vocalization, but it maintains every single one. Every chemical reaction in your cells, every electrical impulse in your nerves depends upon it. When absent, everything disintegrates. So when we advise drink more water, it's not platitude, it's survival counsel supported by centuries of biology and contemporary science. Lessons from the past history contains chilling illustrations of water deprivation consequences. Desert explorers, marooned sailors, and fasting ascetics have all tested human endurance boundaries. Most didn't survive beyond the 7th day. Their records described identical torment, searing thirst, hallucinations, then eerie serenity. In one documented instance, a man lost in the Sahara attempted surviving on his own perspiration. Within 5 days, he could no longer stand upright. His final notation mentioned mirages, rivers and lakes vanishing as he crawled toward them. When discovered, his body displayed complete organ dehydration signs. Even modern survival experiments have shown comparable outcomes. Test subjects rarely endure past the 3rd or 4th day before requiring medical intervention. Human determination is formidable, but biology always renders the final verdict. These narratives aren't merely about mortality. They're warnings inscribed by those who learn too belatedly how crucial every drop genuinely is. Now consider this. Have you ever disregarded your thirst for hours or passed an entire day barely consuming water? Comment below if you recognize how effortlessly we underestimate something so fundamental. Water, the foundation of everything. When you comprehend what transpires after 7 days without water, you begin perceiving hydration differently. It's not merely a wellness practice, it's life's foundation. Every cell, every heartbeat, every breath owes its existence to water's invisible force. Consuming water maintains your mind lucid, your organs productive, and your emotions stable. It's the most economical, most potent medicine you'll ever encounter. Yet most people exist in constant mild dehydration without realizing it. Every headache, every concentration decline might be your body's subtle plea for hydration. Science reminds us that the distinction between flourishing and merely surviving can be as elementary as a water glass. So next time you drink, remember, you're not just satisfying thirst, you're sustaining your entire universe. If you've reached this point, hit like, subscribe, and share this video to remind someone else. Water isn't just life's component, it is life.